What's up, everyone? Good morning, good morning. Happy Friday. It is the end of the week, and I wanted to do something special. I always talk about Quora and listening most of my content from that platform. For many of you who don't know, Quora is kind of like ask.com. It is it's a website where you can basically find other people asking questions specifically about the things that you do really well, whether you're in real estate, marketing, finance, run small businesses, all that fun stuff. These platforms are amazing for soliciting the start of your content marketing by finding questions that pertain to the audience that you're trying to reach. So let us get started today. Like I said, I wanted to actually do this one live for a while, and I figured today might be the best opportunity I've had because I think really showing you the process of how I go about creating content could really benefit not just you today, but it's prolonged after that. So I want to show you exactly how I think about creating content and do it live. So right now you can see I do not have any apps open. Boom, boom, boom. So what I'm going to do is go to Quora, and these are going to be completely off the cuff. So just logged in, and we are going to be just going through the motions and answering those specific questions. The first ones I see, I will be answering. What I could do in the meantime is copy and paste those questions over so that if you are looking later and you're not joining us live, but you're joining us after the fact, that this will benefit you. So first question is, it is pasting from iPhone. Come on, copy over. Oops, that doesn't look good. There we go. Boom. Wow, it literally copied everything over. There we go. First question, minor fluke on this day, but it's all good. So the very first one, are you using any social media apps? That is absolutely correct. I am. That one should not have come. Boom, boom. Cut that one. What is up, Danton? What is up, Apara? So the question we're asking right now, are you using any other social media apps? And this is pertaining to Quora. So yes, I am. Like I talked about yesterday, I really focus on creating content, specifically focused on the organic fashion, because if I can keep my costs low and still have a huge customer acquisition, generate leads and prospects for my business and the businesses I'm a part of, that's where I want to focus my time. Because again, paid advertisement will always be there, but if there's a blue ocean with organic, I want to focus on that. Right now, I'm seeing that here on LinkedIn. I'm still seeing that on Facebook and to a lesser extent, Facebook and Instagram. But my main focus right now is LinkedIn. There's a reason I'm putting out 5 different pieces each and every day. It's not for my health, even though I enjoy creating content. It's because I'm really seeing some tremendous business results coming from it. TikTok's doing really well too, but I haven't figured out a way to monetize it let me step back, directly correlate that to any business objectives I'm trying to hit. For brand awareness and for other mechanisms for branding, that's a fantastic platform. But today I'm mostly focused on LinkedIn. I think there's a massive opportunity. Yes, I've seen a little bit of slump. Some content is better than others, but I'm continuously putting out 5 pieces a day, and I am seeing generally about 2 to 3 leads come in each and every week, and I classify a week as 7 days. So for those wanting to think about content and where to get started, LinkedIn's a fantastic opportunity. Very low cost. It's practically no cost if you have a mobile cell phone of some type and a brain. So that is what I like to do. I like that one. That was a good question, and that's my opinion on that. I think you should run any application or any platform where your audience is at. Some are unique, some are not. Let me rephrase. Some questions tend to be a little bit. How do I say this? Some platforms seem to be more. So, for instance, if you're in the gaming community, there are other platforms that might not be as mainstream, like Reddit. That might be a fantastic one to try, right? Discord might be a great one. Community groups in those 2 platforms might be where you want to focus your time. Dan says, I only use IG and Twitter unless you count YouTube and Vimeo. So I classify both, all 4 of those as social media platforms, especially YouTube, the second largest search engine in the world. So big fan of it. I think it's super bright. Looks so glowing today. But anyway, let us see. This one might be a good one. This is a good one, team. Okay, so this question is, what are the best ways to capture, come on, we're gonna copy. Perfect. We copy on that on over. I'm kind of liking this format. I might want to next time prepare these a little bit better, but it's all good. the Nico Live experience right here, right now. So what we have right now is what are the best ways to target audiences for a capture page. So this is a great mechanism if you were thinking about how do I maximize the traffic that's coming from social or other organic places on the web or paid. How do I drive those to a specific landing page and retarget people even if they did not buy on that specific page? So what I really want you to focus on, and this is much more of a website conversation, but on your websites, I really want you to focus on, do you have the right mechanism set up to capture these leads? Do you have a call to action? Do you have a lead generation tool? Do you have um, a way to retarget? And the best ways to do that is through Google. You can cookie a person, or you can have what's called a pixel for Facebook, where you can actually retarget someone after the fact. So I think this is fantastic for those who are thinking about retargeting and capturing leads. 1 second, team. We have a special guest to the Nico Live experience. Come say what's up. The cat had to come say what's up. So appreciate you for showing up, and let's get back going with the Nico Live experience. You never know what happens here. It's a wild ride each and every episode. But special guest, the cat. So anyway, that's what I would start thinking about if you're sending your audience to a specific page, whether it's your product, whether it's a solution, whether it's a good video or something. Make sure that you have a way to capture those leads, either through cookies or a pixel, right? So the nice thing about pixel is you can really retarget them on both Instagram and Facebook after the fact, which I think is great because most likely they're coming from one or more of those platforms. So the fact that you can retarget them, cookies are awesome because then you can retarget them on YouTube, because I saw there was a comment about that earlier. So there's some great ways to do just that. My phone just said we had a site visitor from the Bronx, so we'll see if we can get more information from that person later. Okay. Ooh, this one's good. This is a good one. I think you guys are going to enjoy this question quite a bit. Boom, boom, boom. Let's copy that on over. Awesome. How do you become a lifestyle influencer on Instagram? And if you're just tuning in, I'm grabbing random questions from Quora, ones I have not seen yet, putting them here on LinkedIn and answering them on this Nico Live experience. So the question is, how do you become a lifestyle influencer on Instagram? And I get it. A lot of people want to be influencers today, want to have the authority because it sounds fun, right? Like at the end of the day, if you can make money by just being you, and it's from the outside, it doesn't look like it's that much work. People want to gravitate towards that. I will say, from the little influence that I have, it takes a lot of work. When I say five posts a day, it's not just creating the content, it's thinking about them. It's editing. It's making sure that everything looks good, has a plan for it. So there's a lot of work to be a quote unquote influencer or personality online. So my biggest thing when people are like, how do I become an influencer, is I always ask, why? Is it to be an authority in the space? Is it to sell a specific product? You really have to think about, why do you want to be an influencer? And not putting anyone down or saying that you shouldn't be. Just really think about what it is. Because here's the thing. There's a ton of people that used to be influencers on platforms like MySpace, right? Vine, a lot of platforms that aren't influencers today. And it's because I don't believe they were thinking about the long-term effect of what they were trying to build. They weren't thinking about their person, what they wanted long-term. So what they did is they sacrificed their long-term brand for short-term, either monetary, rewards or things like that. And I think the most dangerous thing is when influencers specifically are getting brand deals with brands and companies that they just don't believe in. And I think that hurts them. I mean, that it does hurt them long term, because every time they promote something, they're giving up some leverage with the audience that they have built. So if, you're in it for, if you want to make $350,000 to $500,000 next year as an influencer, and you can do that with all your brand deals, that's fine and everything. But will that enable you to build more authority with your audience? Invest back into your business, both with the time and because the more time you spend on endorsing other people's products and services and solutions, you might not have the time to then do that for yourself. And if you think about it, that's kind of why you started being an influencer in the first place. You weren't handicapped or anything. What do you think about the influence? So our special guest has a ton to say about the influencer space. She is an influencer in my life, and she influences me to learn patience even when she's on the Nico live experience. Let's do one more question. I'm really liking the format today. I don't know. I will say, and this is super selfish, but I've enjoyed these lives a lot because they actually tend to give me a ton of energy throughout my day. Getting started, just talking about things I'm passionate about. Oh, this is a good one. This is a really good one. Okay. I think you guys are really gonna enjoy this question. And that's the thing. I like preparing questions above because it makes the flow of the show easier, but kind of like finding random questions and answering them here because I want you to see my thought process. And once you actually do invest in yourself, the remarkable feats you can achieve, because then you can get a random question thrown at you, and because you have experience, you've done the research, you've practiced every single day, this stuff kind of comes more or less natural after a while. So the question that we have I just posted was what was your strategy to quickly gain followers on Twitter? Again, this kind of goes with the influencer conversation. Why do you want to gain influence, or why do you want to gain a ton of followers really quickly? Because right now, here's a little hack, right? If you want to gain a ton of followers, and just I'm gonna put it out there, this is against most of these terms of service on these platforms, because you can just go buy followers. If you want, 10,000, 100,000, a million followers, you can go buy them today. Again, it's against the terms of service, but you can. That's why I said it's not hard to get followers. Now, if you want authentic followers and the ones that you have connection with and that you want to leverage one day or meet or whatever, then let's really break down why you want to gain a ton of followers on. This question was specifically Twitter, but it applies to all platforms. Like, why do you really want to gain a ton of followers? What is that, more of an ego thing for you? Is it because you think it's going to move your business forward? There's this book, I forgot what it's called. I think it's a thousand true fans or 10,000 true. I think it's 1,000 true fans, right? And I really do think it's true. Like, why do you want a million followers? We've seen this time and time again. People with millions and millions of followers, and they can't use those followers. Or let me rephrase. And it's interesting how I'm going to have to phrase this. Millions of followers, yet they have zero engagement. And to me, that indicates, like, if you have a million followers and you're getting like 100 or 200 likes on the post or something like that, either the algorithm's completely against you or something was done that you don't either have authority or influence with those followers, or you potentially bought them. And what's that going to do for you, right? Like, what the conversation of why you want followers, like I get it, right? I was there when I was starting on LinkedIn. I wanted to get to 500 followers as soon as possible because I wanted the 500 plus, the sign. I wanted people to be like, see me as someone who did it. So I followed a ton of people, and I guarantee if I took it slow, if I took it slow, then I would have been able to. We're gonna be very transparent with it. I rushed through. I added as many people as I can to get to the first 500, and after that, I tried to reach out to those people and everything. And because I hadn't really thought about who I was reaching out to, and I just reached out to them, I didn't have any context with them, so I really didn't form any meaningful conversations from those 500 people. I was listening to a podcast this morning with David Meltzer, and he was directly talking about why you shouldn't rush into things like this, especially when it's like getting followers, because if you can find a true fan, someone who loves what you do, they're going to promote you much further than you can ever imagine, right? Because they're going to tell people just like them, and then you get to actually focus on the people rather than the numbers. Because I think a lot of people think just because you have a ton of followers, you have a ton of authority with them, and the truth is you might not. Right? That's just a fact. You might not have real authority with them. So to people who do have a ton of authority and followers, they might see you and not want to interact with you. And that could really enable you, or that could discourage you from continuing to grow and eventually not be on these platforms at all. So there's a long tangent for figure out why do you want to have these followers? What's your inclination to wanting to get these followers, and what do you want to do with those followers when you have it? Because great, let's say you do get 1 million followers. What then? Is that really going to transform your life if you don't have authority with them, or that they don't really care what you're up to? So these are just a couple of questions to think about. That's actually where I'm going to put it. 15. I want to do 3 days a week where I do 25-minute pieces, 25 to 30-minute lives, and then the other times I want to do 15 minutes. 15 to 16 minutes of lives. It's kind of a test to see where is the threshold. So I want to analyze the data and see where's the threshold. Do people like the longer shows, which are 25, 30 minutes? Do they like the 15-minute shows? And for the 7 of you, 8 of you that are on right now, if you could tell me what type of formats you like for my lives, what type of value you want me to bring, or what type of content I can share, but more so like framework that I can deliver these lives, please let me know, because this is really where I want to tailor this completely to you, because there's so many things I can do, and I want to make sure that I'm doing the right things for you, and you're spending time with me in these morning lives or afternoon lives, depending on where you are in the world. So I want to maximize the time that we have together. So we're going to cut it here. Have a fantastic day. Please let me know any feedback in the comment section or direct message me. You will not hurt my feelings. I promise. Feedback only makes me stronger. Have a fantastic day, and rock out this Friday. This is my last little soapbox spiel. Have a fantastic weekend, and if you have any questions or anything, let me know. I'm here to help. Have a fantastic day. Bye, guys.